much for coming tonight, you guys. I know it's a very different Lindsey concert experience, and to be honest, I was actually really nervous for this, because like I said, I was like, I feel like I'm going up there naked, so I don't have all the things that, and I think we oftentimes feel like we all need a lot of extra stuff in order to feel like we have value.
Not yet!
And so, girl. But in this show, I realized, I was like, this is a chance for me to just show myself that I'm happy with just being me. Just being me. Just have a few songs left for you guys. Do you guys have any other questions before? Yes. Oh. What's my favorite movie? Oh, one of our favorite movies as a band is That Thing You Do. We watch it every tour for inspiration. And this week on our flight, oh gosh, my mind's blanking. Tom Everett Scott was on our plane. He's the drummer in That Thing You Do. And we were freaking out. We said hello. We were those people. Yes.
When can we buy a comic book?
Oh! Great question. I didn't even talk about, did I talk about the comic book?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I need to be fired. So, along with working on an album this whole year, in tandem, I was so excited about this whole Artemis story, and the whole album is centered around the themes of this. And as I was writing the album, I was like developing a very clear story in my head with characters, with plots, and I was like, this is a comic book. And so, in tandem, as I wrote the album, I wrote a comic book. And we're trying to finish it. The goal is to have them release at the same time. But it's not gonna happen. It'll be a few weeks after the album. I don't have an exact date yet, but the comic book will be available by the end of September. Fingers crossed. Of course, it's called Artemis, and all the artwork on the album is inspired. It's very manga, anime style, like inspired comic book. About how Artemis became the goddess of the moon, and even more so, it's a twofold story about how her mission as the goddess of the moon affects our world in the future, when our world is losing light. So, okay, thank you for that question. All right, just a few more. Yeah. What advice do I have for a young violinist? Let's see. Oh, who's a violinist out there? Okay, my best advice for a violinist is, and this is for a beginning violinist, don't be upset if you're terrible at first. Because the violin has a really steep learning curve, and at the beginning we're all terrible because it's a very hard instrument. So give yourself patience and be kind to yourself, because it will come. I was once very terrible, and my sister used to like scream when I practiced, finger stop, Mom, finger stop, which was half of my motivation to practice longer. But also for violinists, make it fun and do the hard stuff. Don't do one or the other. You'll get burnt out or you won't learn. So do the fun stuff and the hard stuff.
Back here!
All right, where?
Here!
Yeah, the bounce, the bounce.
What is your inspiration for your eccentric style?
My style is eccentric? I'm gonna take that as a compliment. Yes, it is eccentric. You know, I owe it a lot to my mother. My mother did not dress eccentrically. However, we had a dress-up box that I loved as a kid that my parents put together from sparkly bits of fabric and scraps of clothing, and I loved that dress-up box. And I remember I vaguely remember this, but my mom told me the story how it was like a month into first grade. Like, I haven't really made friends yet, you know, I'm still like trying to be, you know, I should still try to be cool at this point. But I got ready and I came out to go to school wearing sparkly red shoes, a Chinese button-up kimono, and a curly brown wig. I was a blonde child. And I was like, and gloves, sorry, elbow to the elbow gloves. And I was like, I'm ready for school, Mom. My mom took a look at me and she just said, all right, grab your lunch, let's go. And my mom took me to school like that. And I just owe so much to my parents for allowing me to be what I was. And not only allowing me to be it, but letting me feel like it was to be celebrated, to be different. And not, I guess not to be different, just to be what you are. And so I'm really grateful to my parents, my mom, and my dad was a very unique, eccentric soul himself. And I know he's watching over me always. So just be doing that. It's boring if we're all the same. Every single person is different and unique. Okay, one last question. Sorry, this is going really long. I really appreciate it. I can't believe we're all still here. Okay, yes, you're all pointing at each other in the back. Ooh, that's a great question. I'd like to hear if you have an answer for it, actually. What daily discipline do I use, or what daily practices do I use for self-discipline? Sometimes just starting. You know, there's some days when the motivation is gone, and it's just about taking the steps that I know I need to take. And I'm a big proponent of meditation, and also visualization. If I'm having a hard time being motivated, I visualize the kind of things that I want to be doing. The kind of the long-term goals that are a lot more fun to see than the short-term goals that are hard to do. I see the long-term goals, and sometimes it's merely out of pure fear. It's like, oh my gosh, I have a show in 3 weeks, I gotta be ready. This could be embarrassing. And other times it's literally just getting up and going, like taking the steps, and sometimes it's visualization. Also surrounding yourself with people that inspire you. I think that to me is one of the biggest things. I have an amazing group of friends, and when I do have my little seasons when I'm lacking motivation, I turn to them. We'll go out to lunch, I'll call them, I'll ask for advice. Like, we all have moments of strength, we all have moments of weakness, and when you have a good support system, it's so important to build that for yourself, because you can be there for each other in your moments of strength and weakness. Alright, last question. Who would play me in a movie? Why, of course, it would be, if she was still here, Lucille Ball. She's my hero. I love Lucille Ball so much. And the woman I am today because of I Love Lucy.